I'm Ashton Addison from Blockwest Capital for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Fabio Pezzoti, CEO of Iconium. Fabio, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time to come on today.
Hi, Ashton. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure actually to meet and to start a chat with you. Yeah.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to hearing about Iconium, where you guys are investing in the space, what you see as the most potential growth areas of blockchain and cryptocurrency moving forward. So with that, let's kick off our discussion. I would love to start by hearing a little bit about yourself with Iconium. What is the focus of the venture and in cryptocurrency, and then we'll dive into the details.
All right, sure. We actually launched Iconium in 2018, not too late, but not too early, and in any case in a bear market, but which was good because in any case I think we got it like interesting projects when nobody wanted to invest in at the time. We have been basically what I've done in 2016 and 2017. I started investing in cryptocurrencies and digital assets, and then I decided in 2017 to build a team and to start working professionally on this business. And believe it or not, it worked out of Italy, which is not easy. But it's we actually have a team of 7 people. Now we have been invested in 80 projects since 2018 when we started investing, and we now have 35 projects in our portfolio. I have to say, I mean, I can take like the idea of like the old school, but it's not so old. But basically, I was born, digitally speaking or technically speaking, technologically speaking, in internet, and I started my first internet company in 1997, and I was really part of like this thing that most of the people have forgotten, but is very, very close to what is happening now to blockchain. Everything goes fast. Everything is incredibly unknown. Investors are looking for new things, but also they're trying to group together to figure out what is the new trend and the new thing. And I personally know that a lot of things will not last, but there will be some things that will be the next Amazon and Google and Facebook and everything. So I think I have some experience about that, and I think the blockchain is really the great thing that is going to change the world and change also internet as we know it right now.
Yeah, great intro, Fabio. And you're right. I always see the analogy from the .com days and talk about how some of these companies in blockchain will very likely be the next Amazon and Google, but there will also be many that probably we will not hear about in the near future as well. There's a lot going on. Even just since 2018, since you started in Iconium, the Metaverse, DeFi, and NFTs have really all grown from nothing since then. Back then it was mainly, there's a lot of dApps and protocols that we still see today, but so much has happened since then. So let's talk about, in the last couple of years with Iconium, there's so many different areas of blockchain to be focusing on. Where is your team specifically focusing the investments on in this industry?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't want to say they were opportunistic, but I think we follow the trends in a way, or try to anticipate the trends. Sometimes we've been able to anticipate the trends, and sometimes we have followed the trends. And I think there are huge opportunities today in like, I would say like the phase 1 of blockchain is over. There is going to be a phase 2. Phase 2 is like, to me, is like we're going to live in a multi-chain environment. We're going to live in an environment where you have DeFi that is not DeFi as we know it today. I think DeFi today has been a great experiment, but it's going to change, needs to change. If you think about like decentralized exchanges, if you think about DeFi as a whole, has been like a big experiment, but in a way, it's still like the dot-com era. It's like marketing mining going there, but there are still no profitable and defensible models. Mm-hmm. So I think the next phase will be fantastic. And one of the things that I love to think about, my life was actually like I did 2 dot-coms companies and I sold them in 3 years with great returns. Amazing. I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to do it longer, because I think that at the end, if you look at a 10 years span, there is a great opportunity for creating things that are much bigger than that. I mean, Jeff Bezos teaches us about how long he resisted in taking losses, and I think this is going to be like this. And on top of it, this is going to be a finance, it's going to be governments, it's going to be politics, it's going to be everything is involved with our social life and economic life. So I think I couldn't be more optimistic about what is going to happen in the future.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, and great backstory there, Fabio, and touching on profitability of DeFi companies. It's not something that you hear so often. You know, of course, at early stages, a lot of those profits are reinvested into the company to continue growth. But speaking of profits, I'd like to hear your investment criteria for Iconium. You know, what are the things that you're looking for in these blockchain startups when you're investing into them?
Yeah, well, it's easy to say as we invest in seed stage startups in general. It's easy to say team, and people, because this is like the scarce resource all over the places. But I would say that you have to think and then to believe that these companies and these projects can really change the world, and that's what we're looking for. I mean, it's just something that is for us is incredibly challenging in a way, but it's not like we're not looking for returns that are like in 6 months. I can give you an example. We invested in a super bear market in Terra Luna. Mm-hmm. We believed in the team. We love the team. I mean, now it's easy to say, but we believed in the team. The price of the token went under the price we paid in private sale. Together with Binance and Wabi, we bought more because we believed in the team. I mean, the project was interesting, that there was a product fit, but we believed that, first of all, in the team and the capability of keeping on with the market. And I think that's probably one of the best successes we had, but we have other things. But at the end, even if like we go from technology, software, internet, blockchain, the team and the people that are surviving the difficulties are really a key for every project. And we like it. I mean, obviously, product fit is very important. What we enjoy very much. Well, we have a thesis now, for instance, that all automated market makers need a new model. And this is a thesis that we are very strong. Like we have a very strong thesis about Metaverse. Metaverse needs to be composable, needs to be multi-chain, needs to be as global, as inclusive as possible. Mm-hmm. So those are our thesis. But at the end of the story, if you have a team that convinces you that they have a great project, you want to invest in the team more than in the project in a way.
Definitely, great point. And even greater point, Fabio, that you mentioned about sticking to your investment, where with the Luna, it went lower and you guys bought more. You didn't change your decision. You dollar cost average. And I think a lot of retail traders that jump into cryptocurrency, they often buy not at the bottom. They're buying when the hype is there, and then it often with the volatility it goes down, and instead of buying more, they change their decision and they sell at a loss or something like that. And I think that's a very important point that you note there. And you mentioned with the Metaverse as well, just looking at how the Metaverse has grown in the last couple of years versus what it will become in many years down the road. I feel like if you have a 3-year horizon or less, as you mentioned, not a lot is going to get done in the Metaverse, because I feel like it's such a such a big idea that it really is going to take 10 years plus to come to fruition. Do you agree?
I totally agree. I think we can always play the game of the hype and the investment in things that are very cool at the moment and everything. But I think the champions of today will not be the champions of 10 years from now. I really think that, because on one side you are really sticking today to your model, to the current model, but the future model will be faster, more beautiful, and more compelling to everybody. And we really have to do a long-term investment in things like this, because this is going really to change completely the way we use the internet. I mean, we all know Roblox, we all know all this kind of things, but this is not decentralized. This is not in the hands of the users, and this is not what people are really. I mean, generations and generations after mine are really want to have something to deal with, and basically to get being stakeholders of these things. And this is going to change completely the employment environment also, because people are going to work with these things because they are stakeholders of these things, and it will not be like investment companies. It will be normal people or young kids, and it will be fantastic. In a way, an evolution of YouTubers, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely, yeah. And I'm curious also on your thoughts on NFTs, and if Iconium is also investing in that, and do you see underlying fundamental value in them at the stage they're at right now?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. Very interesting point of discussion in our team. There is actually more fights than discussions about this, but basically, I think we're not specialists in terms of content. Mm-hmm. We're more specialists about platforms and business models and everything. So if you think about what is today NFTs, I personally have a consultant in New York that helps me to buy NFTs. Mm-hmm. This is not my job. This is not the job of Iconium. The job of Iconium is to invest in the platforms that work for NFT users, and I think you have a great opportunity today. I don't think that everything is over with OpenSea. There will be other things. There will be more decentralized things, and but NFTs is just the beginning. I mean, we're just talking about rights that are not exclusive to some pictures or some images or something. So it's basically almost nothing. NFTs can represent anything, like buildings, paintings, and I think it's going to be great. As I think NFTs have done more for the market, from the cryptocurrency market than DeFi, because NFTs now, like I was last week in San Francisco. It's all about DeFi, because if you go to Los Angeles, probably it's more about DeFi, because that's perfect. It's about media. We're not investing in media. We're not capable. I mean, we know companies that you probably know, like Realm, that they have all their team is coming from real estate. They know where to buy NFT, to put their things in Metaverse and things like that. And we're more technology oriented, but I think the opportunity for the market is unbelievable.
I completely agree, Fabio, and I really like what you said about platforms. I always say the same. You know, I would rather invest in YouTube, the platform, than YouTube videos. You know, content on the platform, because the platform is going to be hosting the network effect. And the same goes for OpenSea. You know, right now it's centralized, and there's a lot of issues with OpenSea, and there's a lot of NFTs that have been lost on the platform and hacked as well. And there's been a few alternatives that are supposed to be more decentralized and in the hands of the people, but none have really prevailed so far. So eventually something will prevail in that sense, and there's an opportunity for a platform there as well. Now, you mentioned at the beginning that you have like 35 companies in the portfolio, and you've made a lot of investments, but the amount of companies in blockchain is 1,000 times more than the investments that you have made. How do you determine and be scrutinous with, you know, I'm not going to invest in this one because there's limited opportunities on where I can put this capital?
That's very interesting, because on one side we decide, on the other side the projects decide. So on one side, in the bear market, we were able, with very little capital, because at the beginning we raised very little capital, to enter into Terra projects when there was only Binance and Wabi before us. Today, even if we have like multiplied by 20 or 30 our capital, we would not be able to enter into deals such as this one. So on one side, you try to get into the deals. In other sides, you have to select deals. And when you select deals and you have the opportunity to invest in this world where now there are like tens of billions of dollars that are invested in blockchain, the competition is very high. So either you are following the flow, or you're contrarian, and you try to get the things that they're not like favorable or favorite from the largest investors. We obviously, because of our size, we obviously try to help startups and help them in the beginning to get to a later stage. And then there are some deals that are super hot, and it's very difficult to enter. But at the end of the story, I think it's always like a special fit that you have between investors and entrepreneurs. And I've been an entrepreneur myself for a long time, and you have to accept the idea that the business plan is great, everything is great, but at the end of the story, you have to understand who your investor is, because the investor can make damages. Who is the entrepreneur, and decide at that point whether there is a fit. And basically, if you want to have a long-term relationship with the company or the project you're investing with.
Yeah, great point, Fabio. I feel like every point you make is such valuable knowledge for people that are starting to get involved in investing, as well as just entrepreneurs that are looking to raise capital. So thank you so much for your knowledge and expertise. I really do appreciate it. For the viewers that are looking to learn more about your portfolio companies and just Iconium in general, what is the best way for them to learn more?
To learn, you mean to learn for new projects? Or? Yeah,
well, for about you guys and follow along with what you're doing.
Okay. Well, basically, we're really, I was mentioning the DEXs. We had a big discussion, long discussion, like 1 week discussion in the team about DEXs. I think we're looking for very new models in terms of DEXs that have been basically underperforming. Even the largest DEXs underperforming the market. I think we need a new model. We are really looking at new tokenomics and new token models. And but we're also looking at things that are like supporting. I think one of the things that I think is the most important is, like, let's suppose that this number is right. 300 million people in the world are on cryptocurrencies. I think we're very far from mass adoption, right?
Yeah.
And what is the next step to make that to create mass adoption? Okay, we have one thing that is kind of out of our control, which is regulation. Mm-hmm. So it's not completely under our control, but all the rest is like internet in the early days. Mm-hmm. It belonged to tech guys, developers. Mm-hmm. There was no user interface. There was no usability. It was not easy to use. You had to be a nerd to use these kind of things. So I think this is the thing that we need to pass on. And the path is like, okay, centralized exchanges, from centralized exchanges to MetaMask or whatever wallet you want. I hope there will be tons of competitor with MetaMask, and then you enter the real world of blockchain. I think this is really the most important thing that I see, and I think that there will be. I mean, we're investing a lot in terms on new wallets, on cross-chain solutions, on everything. I mean, we're spreading our bets, obviously, but we think there are opportunities where there is an added value, and above all, let me say, like next generations that can learn how to interact with cryptocurrencies without going through an exchange that in a way is like eToro or whatever stock trader you can think of.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Great point, Fabio. And I completely agree. I feel like the paradigm shift is going to continue in the way that people will be able to access their first crypto and hold on to it and manage it and trade it around. So a lot to look forward to as the cryptocurrency industry continues to grow. Thank you so much for all of your time and knowledge. I really appreciate it. I will leave the links to Iconium and your firm in the description box below for the viewers as well. So if they want to learn more, they can follow along. And let's definitely follow up in the near future.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ashton, because it was a it was a pleasure to talk, and clearly hope to be in touch, and in the future maybe do some business together.